Bad news about Dan Burn last night going down. Has he had his scan? Is he out of contention for Anfield?
He's had his scan. Yeah, he won't be available for Anfield. We don't know the full extent yet. We're still waiting, so we'll see how he goes.
And what is the injury exactly?
It was his knee. So we're just waiting for the results. It doesn't feel as bad this morning, but again, we just need to wait for the scan.
Basuma was back on the pitch after a bit of a break last night. Where does that leave him with regards to selection and possibly starting at Anfield?
Yeah, we'll see. It was good to have him on the pitch. That was the idea, to get some minutes. We'll see how he recovers. He wasn't on for long, so we'll see how he recovers tomorrow. Make a decision tomorrow, but he'll be available for the squad again, which is good news for us.
You know what it takes to win at Anfield last season, Graham. How did you do it, and can you reapply it this weekend?
Well, it's anything's possible, of course, but you're going into the most challenging football environment that there is. Anfield with a crowd is a completely different animal, I would suggest, than what it is without. So we know that, but yeah, we're facing I said last week, we're facing the best team in the world, and then this week we're facing the best team in the world, and that's what it is. Incredible sides, Liverpool and Man City, but Liverpool as well attack so well. Incredible players, Jurgen Klopps, amazing. So, but it's a brilliant game. It's a fantastic opportunity, great test, great challenge. We're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and what did you make of the way that Liverpool destroyed Manchester United last weekend?
Well, they're just in a really good moment, aren't they? You know, they've won away in Europe. Atletico Madrid, really impressive against Watford. So they're in a fantastic vein of form. They have been it's a top team. It really is. You're looking at the recent Premier League champions, the recent European champions. What Jurgen and the guys have done there is incredible. They've got a fantastic team. So you can't be anything other than impressed with the result and the performance at the weekend against Manchester United at Old Trafford.
And Mo Salah's been running riots. How are you going to stop him?
Good question, Jeremy. Good question. Well, unfortunately, he's not the only one as well that's a top player. I mean, clearly he's in an unbelievable form. His actions against Manchester City were incredible for the 2 goals. He's that type of player that just comes alive and just it's not even world class. It's out of this world class. You know, it's just incredible. So, but as I said, it's not just one guy; it's a team, and that's the most impressive thing with these top teams. It's not just we've got wonderful individual players, but it's always a team that you face, and we know that. We've got respect for that, and we have to do our best.
Sure. Just finally from me, Graham, IFAB are calling for 5 subs to be made permanent. I know in 2020 you were in favour of the idea of having 5 subs, even though some people say it favours the big teams. Would you like 5 subs back, and why?
I've not given it a massive amount of thought. Like you said at the time when it was last discussed, it made sense because of what we were going through and what we'd been through. I think with the amount of games that the guys play, you can see how it's going to end up going towards that way. I haven't any strong feelings at the moment, Jeremy, but I haven't given it a massive amount of thought, to be honest.
Thanks a lot. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Hi, Graham. An old Brighton manager once told me that in this job, you can only ever enjoy victories for about half an hour after the final whistle until you start having to focus on the next game. I wondered if that's your experience, and is it even the case when you win somewhere like Anfield, like you did in February?
Yeah, the nature of the job is you're pretty much on to the next game. I think you've got to, at the same time, there's no point celebrating a win for days and weeks because there's a game coming up. But I think you can always be happy and have nice thoughts around positive experiences, wins. You know, otherwise, what's the point of doing this? I think that's you've got to hold those memories. But pretty quickly you're on to that's life, isn't it? You know, it goes on quickly. What you've done, by definition, you have to prepare for the next thing. But it's also important to be in the moment and to appreciate what you've done. But you're right. I can understand whoever that was. He was. I can understand why he says it.
One of the things you you talked in such glowing terms about after the win in February was the togetherness of the performance that your players showed that day. And I mean, look, to my untrained eye, all teams are always together, but when you're looking in such intricate detail, how rare is it for a team to be as together as you felt they were that day?
Well, we were. I think what had happened, Paul, was if you cast your mind back, it was probably the end of December, start of January. We had some bad results weren't going so well for us. We'd had some good performances, but hadn't got the results. Then we had a couple of bad results, and it was a bit of negativity, or a lot of negativity. And then we had some, a tough week, and we came through that with Man City and Leeds and Newport, and we'd gathered some momentum a little bit. We just beat Tottenham, I think, the not so long before. So there was a real, sometimes if you go through a bad period and you can come through it, you become a little bit stronger for it. It's not very nice when you're going through the bad moment, but if you can go through them, it does make you better. So I think that's where we're at that point. I think the guys were enjoying the football. There was competition in the group. There was a nice togetherness in the group. There was a nice spirit in the group. And I think you need that. You need everything pretty much to go that way if you want to try and get a result at Anfield. You have to be perfect yourself. You have to be together. You have to be resilient. You have to be playing with such a high level. And then you hope that they have a bit of an off day as well, because whilst we're at the same league, we're not at the same level as them.
You restrict them to just one shot on target that day, which, with all the players you've mentioned and the way they performed together as a team, just seems remarkable. Is that one of your proudest days as the Brighton manager?
Well, I think results-wise, it would have to be, because again, out of respect for Liverpool and out of respect for Anfield, like I said, it's Anfield with no crowd is different to Anfield with a crowd. So we have to do that again. But the performance was really good. I think, we probably caught them at a time where they weren't in the best of moments themselves. It's a bit different now. So we can learn from the experience previously. We can learn from the experience against Manchester City. But we have to step up, I think, if we want to get the result. And that's brilliant for us. That's the challenge. That's exciting. We're really looking forward to it.
And just finally, when you mentioned they've got great individuals but work so well together, do you find, even in your position, sometimes when you're watching them create these amazing moments and goals that, your jaw hits the floor like the rest of us?
Yeah, it does, because I'm a football fan, and I like good football. And if you look at the first goal Liverpool score against Manchester City, it's again out of this world class, and then the second one is the same. So you can't do anything other than look at it and go, just applaud, and say if that happens, then that's life. That's just the level. We just have to bring ourselves to the game as best we can, be ourselves, try and learn from the game, try and be competitive, try and win, but ultimately enjoy the challenge of facing the best.
Thanks so much, Graham. Very best of luck.
Thank you.
Graham, sorry to hear about Dan. In terms of replacements, I mean, after Adam's performance last night, where's he in the running in terms of actually starting a Premier League game?
Well, he's close, Johnny. We just need to consider that he played 60 last night, how he recovers. It was important that he got some minutes yesterday and came through well. But obviously, again, we'll see how he recovers as to how much time he can safely play against Liverpool. We've got some other, obviously Shane didn't play against Manchester City, played last night, but can certainly play at the weekend. So we've got some options.
And how about Eve? How's he feeling after his first action? I know he still had some strapping on that left knee of his.
Yeah, he was good after the game, no problems. So I thought he looked good in the game as well. Really impressive. So it was a pleasing night for us in terms of having him back, having Adam Webster on the pitch, some of the guys getting time on the pitch as well. It was good.
One person I just got to ask about is Taylor Richards. I mean, he's been a sub in terms of the Premier League, but he wasn't involved last night. Is there any concerns with him, or is it just a case of balance of the squad?
No, he just felt a little bit of discomfort in his lower back, so we didn't want to risk him for the game. It's unfortunate for him because he's been training really well, and like you said, he's been involved with the team on the bench. So it'd been a nice game for him to play in, but I don't think it's too serious. I think hopefully we'll be back training next week with us, but just unfortunate timing. The game came too soon, and it'll be too soon for him at the weekend.
In terms of the pattern of play, the goals have dried up a little bit of late, but how confident are you that you can keep creating chances and that'll turn around again?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I looked at how we attacked yesterday. I thought it was really, really good. Scored 2 goals and created some opportunities. So no, like you say, maybe goals wise, not so many recently, but I think we can improve. I think we can do better than we have. The guys are working really hard, so it's just a matter of keep trying to be consistent, keep trying to improve, and then do the hardest thing that is, which is scoring. But there's a real desire in the group. There's a real understanding in the group developing. So we're quite confident.
You've talked about the myriad of options that Jurgen Klopp's got, but how different is the approach to taking on Liverpool, say, to Manchester City? Is it a completely different animal, as it were?
Well, they play different, but they're still really similar in terms of they're both excellent at what they do. They're world class at what they do. They're 2 of the best teams in the world, and on any given day they can win. You only see what they've done over the last few years in terms of points accumulation in the Premier League and how competitive they've been in the Champions League. So playing styles, no one says the playing style is better or worse. It's just a different style. Liverpool bring their style with Anfield, with the crowd there. They're a formidable opponent, and just like Manchester City are. And you can look at it 2 ways. You can be a little bit concerned about it, which it's normal, I guess, but you just look at it as a challenge. It's exciting to test yourself against these guys in a wonderful football environment. We have to go there and try and be ourselves.